Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting and liking and subscribing. If you just recently subscribed, thanks for jumping on board. If you're a legacy subscriber, thanks for all your continued support and conversation. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Love to have you as a part of the community. You can also find me on Twitter at RealLARamsTalk. Like most of the Rams fans out there, we've been basking in this beatdown of the 49ers last weekend. And moving into this game on Sunday, the Packers are in town playing the Rams. The all-time series between the two since 1937, that's right, it goes all the way back since before World War II. They are tied up at 46, 46, and 2. So whoever wins this game will be leading the all-time series, and it'd be nice to get that number. So, I mean, there's really not much to talk about when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. We all know about Aaron Rodgers, but usually the Packers are coming off a bye, and Aaron Rodgers is 7-2 all-time in the games after a bye week. So that kind of bodes well for Aaron Rodgers, but, you know, they're not playing the freaking Detroit Lions, okay? They already did, and they lost. Also, something to know about Aaron Rodgers is that he has 36 more pass attempts than Jared Goff, and he's played in one fewer game. So that kind of tells you about the Packers offense. They're just airing it out. They really don't have a run game. They average about 19 non-Aaron Rodgers accounted for carries, so like just their running backs and everything like that. So they're really committed to the pass. And Aaron Rodgers already has thrown the ball to 6 different players that have turned those passes into 50-yard gains. So he's really spreading the ball around, and their yards after carry or reception is through the roof. I mean, in all of those 50-yard plus receptions, none of them were like bombs for over, like that were in the air for 50 yards. Those are all like 15 to 30-yard pass completions, and then they run and get those. And those, he spread it all around. Like I said, there's 6 different players, and they've got a bunch of like interesting names on the wide receiver core. Of course, there's Geronimo Allison. There is Marquez Valdez Spalding. There is, then there's Randall Cobb. But there's also Equanimous St. Brown, and he is out of Notre Dame. He's a rookie. There is Devontae Adams, and there's Ty Montgomery as well. All 6 of those guys have caught those long passes, so he really spreads it around. So the Rams secondary is going to have to be on alert because anyone can catch the ball at any time. Now, this will actually be the most formidable offensive line that the Rams have faced all season. Their left tackle is actually rated higher than Andrew Whitworth, according to Pro Football Focus. David Bakhtiari, he's the number 1 overall tackle. Whitworth is the number 3. I mean, it's a slight difference between the two, but still, he is pretty formidable. I think that's going to be more of the Michael Brockers matchup on that end. Their center is really good. Their right tackle, Bulaga, is good. And that's going to be a very key matchup, is their center, Lindsley, and the guards against Aaron Donald. So they have Aaron Rodgers. We've got Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, he's an interior lineman, and he leads the NFL in sacks. And he didn't even get a sack in his first 4 games. So he is straight up balling. So one of the matchups to watch is going to be Aaron Donald against one of the guards. And then I'm pretty sure the center, Lindsley, is going to be chipping in, and they're going to really try and do everything they can to limit Aaron Donald and kind of stop him. But Aaron Donald's going to get a lot of room to feast because, like I said, they don't run the ball a lot. It's going to be a lot of dropbacks, and it's going to be a lot of passing attempts. So the Rams pass rush is going to have to just really be on point this weekend. Like in terms of other matchups to watch, like I said, every week, the other team typically has like a really good tight end. Jared Cook isn't really a good tight end, but he lit the Rams up. And last week the Rams faced Greg Kittle, and John Johnson had to guard him. And John Johnson's really matched up against all the tight ends, and he did really good last week. He had an interception, so he's going to be matched up against Jimmy Graham. So that'll be a real fun one to watch. Another matchup, and John Johnson's also tied, I think, in the NFL with 3 interceptions, so kicking ass. Another matchup to watch is going to be Hill, our cornerback, versus Devontae Adams. So Marcus Peters typically lines up like Richard Sherman does as like the left cornerback, and the Packers are going to, I think, really try and exploit that matchup and not put Adams. I keep on calling Devontae Parker from the Dolphins, but Devontae Adams, they won't put him against Marcus Peters. They're going to put him against kind of like who they feel is a weakness, and Troy Hill is that guy. So they use him as they line Adams all over the field. So I feel like whoever's guarding Adams, it most likely will be Troy Hill. That's going to be a matchup to watch for obvious reasons. So cross your fingers, say a prayer for Troy Hill. And then the other matchup to watch, and this is really, I think on the Rams side, offensively, is going to be Todd Gurley versus the linebackers for Green Bay. Now, the Rams have the #1 rushing offense in the NFL. The Packers have the 24th, but the Rams are #1, and the Packers really don't have a stout run defense. They have a really, really good nose tackle I'll talk about in a second, but I think Todd Gurley is going to have to, when he gets to the second level against the linebackers, there's Martinez, who's kind of like their all-around guy. Then there's Morrison, who is more of a run stopper, and then there's Burks, who is more of pass, like a passing, like for passing downs linebacker. And I think how they mitigate that against Todd Gurley, and I think on the flip side, how Sean McVay schemes Todd Gurley against whichever one of those linebackers is going to match up against him in the passing attack, just kind of like what they did with Anthony Barr. It's like if they see Morrison kind of shadowing or like on Todd Gurley, I think that Jared Goff's going to target Todd Gurley in those situations. So I really don't see them having a recipe to stop Todd Gurley. I feel like that's where the Rams can obviously exploit them. Now, the Packers are pretty much everyone is healthy. So they get everyone that's been back, that's been battling injury. They're Jair Alexander, their rookie cornerback, and Randall Cobb's coming back. Cooper Kupp is doubtful. I mean, like every day you kind of hear a different report. So, I mean, I really feel like he's trending towards not playing, but he could. So we'll see how that shakes up. Now, getting back to Kenny Clark, or I like to speak about Kenny Clark, he's the nose tackle for Green Bay. Now, behind Aaron Donald, he is the #2 interior lineman rated by Pro Football Focus. He's a nose tackle. He kind of fills in that A gap, and he's just been playing at a Pro Bowl level. So, like, their Aaron Donald, although not Aaron Donald, is Kenny Clark. So keep an eye out for Kenny Clark. He's relentless in the pass attack against the pass, and he's also fairly good against the run. Now, I think it's worth noting that Corey Littleton, there was a lot of speculation about Corey Littleton coming into the season, but he leads the Rams in tackles at 58, which is pretty dang awesome. And the Rams, as a defense, they're at 19 sacks, and that ranks like in the middle of the NFL, and the Packers are right behind them. So there's been a lot of like frustration with the Rams getting after the quarterbacks, but they're kind of right there in the middle, and they're doing pretty good. And I know there's been a lot of frustration as well with the Rams' red zone offense. In fact, they're 14th in the NFL, so they're about average in terms of converting trips in the red zone to touchdowns, and they do that at a rate of 56%, whereas Green Bay is 23rd in red zone defense. So I think the Rams are poised to exploit that. But all in all, I expect this to be a real exciting game, and it just really comes down to stopping Aaron Rodgers. The Packers haven't committed to a running game. Aaron Jones has been back now for like 4 games, but they really haven't done much with him. So I really don't fear the running game. And just like the Rams before, they usually turn teams into being one-dimensional. Let's hope they can just take away the passing attack. I would say like make the Packers prove that they or make them have to run the ball because you're putting plenty of DBs out there. So, anyways, I look for the Rams to win this game. The Rams are a better team. I mean, special teams throughout the whole, like aside from Cooper Kupp, really. There really isn't a glaring spot on their roster. So I look for the Rams to win. I look for, hopefully Aaron Donald doesn't kill Aaron Rodgers in this game. But, yeah, it should be a fun game. Should be a fun LA sports weekend. We got World Series. We've got Galaxy. We got college football. It's all happening. But this Rams game, if they win, it'll make me feel the happiest. But anyways, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Click that little button after you see this. Watch some other videos, hang around, join the community, let me know what you think, and until next time, go Rams.